and this is going to get me called misogynistic, but I'm going to say it anyway. I do believe we need masculinity, especially in the households, because I believe that women are more emotionally led and men are more logically led.
It's true.
And I think that the propaganda machine and the news machine primarily uses emotional arguments as opposed to logical arguments.
And women fall for the
emotional arguments.
Men do have a right to be angry. But what I'm going to say is we don't have time to be angry. We have time to build. We only have time to evolve our minds, keep learning new skills, keep learning new abilities to pass on to our children, to pass on to the next black man, to pass on to the next white man, Indian man, Hispanic man. That's what masculinity is, making sure that everything around you is moving properly. You see? How's everybody doing out there today? Wherever you are, whatever time it is, you are great, and you always gonna be great, especially if you're a man, because we just don't get that anymore from the world. We just get suck it up, man up, and you don't get any love out there because you're a man. And at the end of the day, masculinity is toxic. Damn, woo, man. That's how society looks at us. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, it's crazy how masculinity is portrayed as evil, toxic, bad. Oh my God. Society just gotta, get rid of toxic masculinity. Let me tell you guys something. It is no such thing as toxic masculinity. That's the joke in trying to push a narrative by the Democratic Party and feminism. I mean, that's the joke, because us men who understand exactly what they're doing, exactly how they're trying to take masculinity out of the psyche of America, which they already did, I think, and they took it out of the homes. They just want us men to be docile, and they want us men to not have feelings and not voice our opinions, and that's a shame, because men grow things, men evolve, men build, men are logical, men are reasonable, men understand long-term planning. See, we don't live in a moment. I'm thinking about 3 years from now, literally 3 years from now. And you know what I'm thinking about 3 years from now? Like what I'm going to be doing 3 years from now? I'm thinking about me thinking about the next 3 years in 3 years from now. Like literally, that's how I think. And I think that's how men think. And you can't teach that. You see, it's innately in us. And I don't know why the governments, no, we do know why government want that. It's to control the masses. You see, we're not supposed to feel though, we're not supposed to have any feelings, Let me tell you guys something. It's no such thing as toxic masculinity. It's lack of masculinity. You guys want to know what masculinity is? I'm going to tell you exactly what masculinity is today on this episode of Not a POOKIE podcast. But before I do so, I want you guys to listen to Kwame Brown. I'm not really a big fan of Kwame Brown, but he said something profound the other day that I came across. And this is going to set up what masculinity actually is, okay? So, without further ado, y'all listen to this young man speak on masculinity, and I'll be right back to wrap this up.
When women sit down and they talk about traumas that's happened to them, don't we all pay attention and listen and understand? Why is it when a black male says that I grew up in a household with no father, I grew up with no leadership, I've been shot at, the police profiled me, I get no respect from males or females, why wouldn't I be angry? And that's the problem. We keep trying to tell black men that you can just man up. You have no reason to be angry. We do.
What you guys just heard was a black man who went through trials and tribulations in his life, And I know a lot of black men out here that went through trials and tribulations in their life. I'm going through a personal situation right now, and I'm getting a divorce. I'm getting a straight up divorce. I never thought I would get a divorce, but I am, and it's not my wife's fault or my fault. I think it's just two people evolving into something that that we never thought we were going to be. When we first got married, the thing was we wasn't supposed to be getting married. Young people do things that's stupid, and they stick with it for a long time, and we stuck with it for 14 years. Produced two of the best things that ever happened to me as well. Two of the best things that ever happened to me, and that's my two little girls, Duchess and Jordan. And we raised another thing that happened to me when she was 3 years old when I met her, my stepdaughter. She is 19 years old, about to be 20, out there living life and, just lifing it out there. And I raised that girl with her mother, you see? And I told you guys, I'm going to tell you exactly what masculinity is. That's masculinity. When that man understands that this situation, the marriage didn't work, but at the end of the day, he still have to show up for his family. My wife will always be my family. My little girls will always be my family. I'm always going to take care of them until my last breath. That is what masculinity is. Masculinity is a man not showing what Kwame was just talking about, because we can't show it. Society says we can't get angry. Society says we can't do this. Society says we gotta man up and be that for everybody. You see what I mean? But sometimes I do just want to sit down and, just ponder life like that and be like, wow, I am angry. I do get angry, but you would never see me get angry, because that's not the masculine thing to do. I've been listening to a lot of Tristan and Andrew Tate lately. I never gave them a chance, man, until the last couple of weeks. And even though I don't agree with everything that they say and do, I do agree with their view of manhood, their view of masculinity. You see, I can agree with Kwame Brown. Yes, men do have a right to be angry. But what I'm going to say is, we don't have time to be angry. We have time to build. We only have time to evolve our minds, keep learning new skills, keep learning new abilities to pass on to our children, to pass on to the next black man, to pass on to the next white man, Indian man, Hispanic man. That's what masculinity is, making sure that everything around you is moving properly. You see? I call this show not a Pookie podcast, because we are not Pookies. We will never be Pookies. And even the Pookies, we need to help. I used to look down on these Pookies. I used to say these Pookies ain't ish. But at the end of the day, it's because he was raised by an ain't-ish woman. And he was raised that way. I told y'all it's going to be a change on this channel. A change is coming, baby. And it's already here. I'm trying to tell y'all that I am here for men 100%. I am not talking to these women directly anymore. If I'm talking about these women, I'm talking about them as a catalyst to my real masculine men out there. Young, old, black, white. We are in this thing together, because let me tell you something. Those courts, society, they don't hold these women accountable. They hold us accountable. And at the end of the day, they're going to hold your ass accountable. I don't care if you're simping for these women. I don't care if you're simping for this government. I don't care if you're simping for the Democratic Party. I don't care if you're simping for feminism. You still a man. I don't even care if you's a trans woman. You still a man. And you gonna get treated like one. You gonna definitely get treated like one. You gonna get reminded of your manhood every day. And that's why we need to stick together. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. Shout out to all these O'Shea Jackson. Shout out to all of these people who out here is trying to talk to young, black, white, Hispanic, Asian men. And shout out to Andrew Tate, man, and his brother Tristan Tate. I swear I've been watching them, and like I said, you guys, that fucking dude, our Dr. Umar Johnson, get him the fuck up out of here. Because he been duping us for a long time. And if y'all have not seen my video on that man trying to, consider wifing up Sukiana, man, I swear, get that man out of here, bringing my man Tate. Because what I can say about Andrew Tate is when he's, in an interview like he was with Candace Owens, and he got to talk and he got to express himself, I started to see who that man really was. I told y'all I know how to read people. And just like with Dr. Umar Johnson on that video, and I did a live on his situation with this Sukiana. The thing is, that man is a charlatan. He's a straight up con artist. And he's been duping us for years. We need to stop listening to him and start gravitating to masculinity conversations. What we need to do better. What areas we need to lift our men, our people up, so we can turn this thing back into a patriarch society. That's all I got. Y'all go down in the comment section. If you're feeling this new direction of this channel, y'all let me know. If you not, too bad, baby, because we already on liftoff. Stay unplugged from false narratives and understand your manhood before they take it away from you, like they did a lot of other men. I'm out. Peace. Y'all be safe.